posting and call the meeting to order. We'll do that in reverse. And have proof of posting. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. All right, we will open up public input for 30 minutes. It's 6:01. So if we have anybody here who comes in between now and 6:30, we will be open for public input. But we're going to start the 2026-2027 budget work sessions with our department presentations. And we're going to start with Pat Arsenal for our before and after school programs.
Good evening, everyone.
How would the board like us to do this? Every line, any outliers? How would you like us to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything significant?
So for this part right here, are we doing what Mark, they sent out already?
Yes.
The initiative, so we're
You're
doing,
doing what you're
we
saying.
are doing the budget as if we were to receive our grant next year, as we are supposed to, but that is up in limbo right now. Which is why we have initiatives for later. So I'm going to budget start. All right, so for the before school program first, you have $35,003, an increase from $34,575 for this year. That's just a 3% cost of living increase. Going down, you have your social security, retirement, and then we have $1,800 for supplies, bringing the total of the before school program up to $42,310, which is up from $41,320 next year. And the before school program takes in 50 kids at a cost of $150 per month, generating $75,000 in revenue expected. Yes.
Yeah, John.
Evening, Pat.
Easy enough.
Are there fees involved in the before?
Yep, $150 per month.
I'm sorry.
Yes. There's no sliding scale for that.
And how many kids do you have this year?
This year we have, I'm at 56 enrolled. We have 50 regularly attending.
What's that?
We have 50 regularly attend. So they're not all there every day.
The 56 are paying tuition.
56 are paying, so
We have 56 enrolled, but I'm starting out that way as we have some drop out, which we've had.
Okay.
I'm not filling off the waiting list yet. I just had 2 more go. So now I'm taking 2 more in because when winter comes, that was why Terry wanted to cap to 50. When we're outside, we have a playground, a lot of space, it's good.
So it-
Grouped up in the gym, 50 is a nice number.
so for budgeting purposes, 50.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything more for school? Oh, sorry, Joe.
I know you have the initiative in here. I mean, do we really need to be that? Do we even need to consider that right now? Because we don't know what's coming tomorrow, never mind. We're just gonna charge more, aren't we?
Well, I think it needs to be on the floor so that people are aware of what possibilities are, because, and then honestly, you 5 are gonna have to make that decision as to what you want to do. So while granted, everything could change tomorrow, it could change for the good or for the bad. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna continue to fund, you know, was it Title IV?
Title 4B.
Title 4B. I don't know if they're gonna fund Title II. I have a strong feeling that Title I is gonna stay and IDEA is gonna stay, because that's a little bit different. But I don't know if they're gonna continue to fund after-school care, and I don't know if they're gonna continue to fund professional development. Those are 2 things that were right to the end before they went to court that he had to turn loose. Congress has not appropriated the money for 26-27, so will they or won't they appropriate that money? I don't know.
And that was the big thing that was
That's the only thing that saved it was the fact that Congress appropriated. He could not take it away. Well, I'm talking in generalities here, keeping it simple. I don't want to get down rabbit holes. That's basically how it is. In a nutshell.
Can I add 1 or 2 more things to that? So the way the initiatives are set up with those budgets, we included the before school program in there just for the purpose of showing how much money we would be spending total. If we do end up using one of those initiatives, because we're not getting the grant, I believe the before school program will go back into the general fund because that's already operational there. The after school program money will only be part of the initiative, correct?
Yeah.
I think it'll be more easy to talk about it when we talk about the initiative.
That's where I was. Because you're asking me questions, I'm like,
I'm listening to Joe's question. I'm like, ooh, I wish he asked that at the next part because that's when it would.
So
I
Joe,
didn't really explain that.
I'll wait, I guess.
rewind that.
So right now, so what we're kind of in a hope for the best, prepare for the worst situation.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do.
So right now I'm presenting the hope for the best situation. And then the initiatives are the prepare for the worst situation.
So the,
I understand that part of it, but my thing is, should it go, I mean, a hopeful, well, prepare for the West initiatives, not really initiatives.
My first year here, you guys put the after-school care program in the budget, not knowing if you were going to get the grant or not. And then I think it was, wow, when I got hired July, August, we got word that we got the grant. So we were $300,000 or whatever it was, I don't remember off the top of my head, to the good in the budget due to the fact that you guys put it in there,
Yeah, we just put in the budget.
in the budget. Right? That's what we're gonna do here, or we're going to, again, you guys can either put the money in the budget to fund it and keep the cost free, or whatever it is, $100, right?
$100 a quarter. deal.
Which doesn't self-support it, or we charge $347 a month to make it self-supported. So again, you gotta put the money in to start it, but in reality, through the initiative, it would be a net zero. Because we would, like the before school program, it pays for itself. Now we would just have, you gotta put the money up front, and then we would support the after school program with the costs. And again, that's why, we basically talked about all the initiatives here.
So you're saying the proposed cost for the initiative would be 75 grand?
No, that's the revenue that the before school program.
yeah, so for the before school program,
Can we do this? Can we just do this? Can we just have Pat do his budget?
yeah,
And we're gonna turn the pages and he can go through his initiative page by page.
I'm also with the budget.
Okay.
yeah, that's sort of where I was
You
headed.
good with the budget?
The before school program,
Why we went to initiative.
the before school program, we have those numbers. It brings in money, to the, almost 30,000 more than we spend. Right? So, is there anything else about the before school program? I know there's an initiative, but besides that, about the budget?
History about how we started the before school program and how it ties into the after school program. And again, I think that fits into the initiative, not this
Okay, let's go over to the after school, if we can.
program. I think we're staying pretty status quo with this. It's basically just when we take in money for the after school program, we need to be spending the money that we bring in. So it's kind of matching, like offsetting what we're bringing. So the way Terry put it, we're planning on bringing in revenue for the after school program. So we budget to spend out of the general fund and then the revenue we bring in just offsets that.
How many do we have in the after school?
So after school right now, at the elementary school, we have, and I know you can't have fractions of a person, but this is averages. We have 69.87 regular attendees a day and 83.88 unique participants weekly. At the middle school, we have 49.26 regular attendees a day and 65.57 unique attendees weekly.
Unique.
Just 65.57 different kids. So they might come one day a week, they might come two, but every day we have 49.26 kids.
So 65, so 80,
65 different kids come
Yeah.
at least once a week.
yeah, so 65 in the middle school, 83 around in the elementary that are registered, that don't always come.
Our daily average attendance is 70 at the elementary school and 50 at the middle school.
Okay. And we charge them for the after school?
At the elementary school, we do with the middle school,
And it's 100 at the elementary
100 per quarter.
per quarter.
And if they qualify for free reduced lunch, it's 50 per quarter. And if they get a referral or have any type of hardships, we can't deny anyone services because of inability to pay per the conditions of our grant.
Grant, if we don't have a grant, then all bets are off on rules, correct?
Correct.
And the budget that we're looking at here, the 25,
Yep, so that's mostly just our subcontract with Raymond Coalition for Youth. We hire some paras during the after-school program because they're hourly employees. If they work over a certain amount of hours for the district, then they fall into certain benefits and overtime. So they work for Raymond Coalition for Youth and we reimburse them for what they pay. We've been doing this for 12 years.
John?
Yes, John.
I said John.
You said Joe.
I swear earlier you said.
You said Joe.
But I heard John that.
I heard John, because that's the words that I said. I will be more John. John.
26, 27 budget, so no money. Why is that?
Twenty-five, 26 is 25,000.
Right, but we're talking 26, 27 budget.
Yep.
There's nothing.
Because I thought there was nothing because of the grant. So,
So the grant,
so it should be 25 in there?
It should be 25 as it is for, so that increases our budget by 50 or just 25.
Just by 25.
and that's with or without the grant, or that's only without the grant?
This is with the grant.
That's with,
This is best case scenario. This is hope for the best.
what is it if we don't get the best?
Initiatives.
Okay. It's initiatives.
Yeah.
All right. Any other more questions about the after-school budget before we go to the initiatives?
Make sure I understand the 25 is we're reimbursing contracted services of the coalition.
Correct.
Thank you.
Those are being put into
Sure.
the.
That's after. Go.
Joe? Joe, or is it?
The 31,000 for office, right, after school supplies, I mean, did we buy, what the? After school supplies, did we buy last year? It cost us that much.
I agree.
Those would have been if there was something wrong with the grant and it changed. So I think you guys ended up maybe getting less money than you were supposed to get. So the catering for the after-school program, that's what those supplies are.
Oh, you're talking the snacks.
Yes.
And I suppose this would be a good place to get into the history of the before school program. Because now we're looking at numbers that are higher, much higher than the 25,000 as actuals. So in 2018, when we presented the before school program as,
Can we finish the after-school program before we start talking about anything? Because I don't know if they're done yet. What, is everyone set with the after-school program?
Joe, what question were you asking and what object code was it?
Code 500-610 supplies,
Thank you.
right under there.
Yeah.
You know, we were a couple grand and then all of a sudden 31,000.
That is for snacks, correct?
Is that all that is?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Food?
I'm seeing different numbers. That's what I'm confused about. You saying
Is
it?
the number in the book?
What's that?
Now we gotta. turn the
No,
book.
no, no. I just want to make sure we're talking the same thing. Object code 500-610
Correct.
I think you're looking at.
After-school program.
in the after school, there's nothing.
No,
Yeah.
for this year,
He's talking.
No, it's actually for 24,
It's
25.
24, 25, there are,
last year, you're right, last year, sorry. 24, 25, I just want to know why all of a sudden
okay,
it went up.
that's where I was getting confused.
My fault.
well, that's why we started the before school program, to make more money.
Paying attention. Takes me a while.
So the before-school program has been helping pay for the after-school.
That is why we started the before school program in the first place. For the extra revenue from the before school program, for the aid that after school program, because back when we started the before school program, that's when we had a lower grant and the state was taking money from us and expecting us to match it. So we weren't breaking even with the general fund money that we were spending. So the before school program was started to bring in money to help with that.
Everybody okay with where that came from? And the 31 was for essentially food for the after-school program.
Yeah, right.
Joe, you all set?
For now.
Right to recall. All right. We are speeding through time, so let's jump on.
Is.
Which one?
If you want to use my binder, that would be helpful.
There's another, you can probably grab this one for now too.
All right, so. Lead plan A, this would be if we don't get the grant next year, but we keep everything business as usual. This would be a before and after school program, K through 8, with the program director working through the summer as well as a summer program as we've been doing as required by the grant. So the problem, this is in case of loss of Century Title 4D funds. So a solution, fund the after school program for grade K through 8 and have summer program director and a summer program. The advantages, we'd be able to continue to run the after school program for grades K through 8. The proposed cost would be 0 because we would be looking at a break even fee to charge families. So other relevant or mitigating factors, the cost of the after school program and before program, less $75,000 that we know we will receive for the before school program as we have historically for the last couple of years. For revenue, this would end up with us charging the families $347.50 per month if we have 100 students. And obviously, since I just stated we have 70 and 50 per day at each school, that combined is 120, 100 students would possibly be a lower rate. We go through the budget for that one now.
It seems like there's, if we're charging them the difference, there's 0 budget impact for us.
Correct. So it would be the expense and then
We still have expense.
Yeah,
you still have the expenses, but we're,
It would be an upfront expense.
yeah, we'd pay for, we'd essentially come back to
You
it.
got revenue, you put the money up front, and you got revenue to offset it now. You might make a little more, or you might lose a little bit, depending on if you got to maintain that 100 kids. If you got 90, you're gonna lose money. I just want to be clear.
And that's where we have to rate.
Well, and that's a large number per month.
Have to be cognizant of the staff we need. If we don't have that many kids coming in, we don't need that much staff. We're not spending that much.
Everybody good with the A? Any
Still
questions?
trying to absorb. Or
Can we,
what's the chances of us getting kids to pay through our families $350 a month?
So I was tasked with looking into local similar type programs and trying to find prices for that. Not a whole lot around here that does that age. There's one called Kindercare in Londonderry that I saw, and then you're based on our Boys and Girls Clubs and YMCA's. So I ended up doing a search on Google for median childcare costs in Rockingham County, New Hampshire, and I got what would apply to this age group was $786.
With a bargain.
What about in Raymond?
There is no programs like this one.
So there's no, nothing similar.
The daycares don't take
That's,
at that age. I mean, 2 years ago, Play Laughing Room was doing kindergarten, and then if anyone remembers that abruptly ended right in the middle of the year, and we got a huge influx of kindergarten kids. I don't know if they picked that up, but kindergarten was the big one
Kindergarten was the oldest.
that they were taking.
usually those places are just preschool. Not preschool, but
Mhm.
before school.
I know we used to have people go to the after-school program like near the church on 27. I don't even know if that's still there. I don't think it is. It might have been Play Laughing Grow when they moved.
So little friendly Play Laughing Girl were the ones on.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess my concern is the not having 100 kids at $350 a pop, right? Because then we're on the hook for any difference. And I know you try to manage it, but if, depending on the number of kids. So, we gotta,
it's something where we would have to be prepared to have 100 kids on day one, and then we'd be working backwards if we don't get them.
and at what point would we not run it at all? What's the number of kids that wouldn't make it worth it?
Again, like I said, it depends on how it all balances out. Less kids, less staff, less expenditures.
So
Right,
I'd
but
say 50 kids.
because at some point your known expenses are gonna be too high for whatever the revenue is. And we, that.
I guess, how much, you're the lone man. How many kids you have to cover your salary?
At $347 a month. So $347,
You don't have to do it right now.
Yeah, but just ballpark, I'd say 15, 20,
15, 20 kids.
even that might be a little high.
Is it 9 or 10 months?
At cost.
Is it 9 or 10
20
months?
First kindergarten, first graders, I think
Is it 9 or 10 months, the program?
10 months.
So,
So we have
yeah,
like those first 4 days in August, we just do August.
it would be $3,500 for a student for a year.
Okay. Why don't we look at B?
E. So this is plan that would have after school for only grades K through 5 and still have the program directly working through the summer. The big difference between this one is that it would be all housed in one building. So there wouldn't be a need for a site coordinator. I would be doing that job. So. And then you wouldn't have as much staff because we wouldn't have 6th grade, 8th grade. We have 50 kids instead of 100 expected. So if we were to do that and then use the $75,000 that we expect to receive from the before school program to help offset the cost of the after school program, we would be looking at $227.43 per month per student.
So basically, there'd be no we would take 4 and 5 students and bus them to the elementary, correct?
Correct. Like they kind of.
No,
I get some,
yeah. So there's nothing on this one about based on 100 students. I'm assuming it's still
This one's based on 50.
based on 50. Sorry, I think you just said.
If we could get 100 students, then we could use both buildings and have the staff to cover that. So. Basically, these initiatives are just going from best to worst case scenario.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure I was good. Go ahead, John.
no, that's fine.
Not John. And Jack.
Could you explain this one again? It's gonna be a mix of elementary and middle school
4th and
students.
5th grade,
What's that?
just 4th and 5th grade.
So it's only 4th and 5th grade.
Correct.
You're thinking you're gonna get 50 kids? And it would be housed where?
The elementary school,
Why would we ship them down there?
because we can't ship the elementary ones up to the middle school the way it
Well,
was.
you had just said, that's what I was confused about. You said it's just 4th and 5th.
Yep. It's because we would have transportation for them to go to the elementary school. If we did it the other way around, we wouldn't have transportation for them to go to the middle school.
So in essence,
This way, it would be each 4th and 5th grader could just take their regular bus that they would take home because they already have a seat on it anyway, but instead of getting off at home, they just get
I
home.
understand that part. What I mean though, is it's really K through 5th.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. When you had said it's only 4th and 5th, I thought you meant literally only 4th and 5th.
Oh,
No,
no,
I think he meant from the middle.
I
Yeah.
understand that now. Gotta translate it.
So then I see, oh, sorry, Joe had a question. Go ahead, Joe.
So the 347.50, is that for the entire before and after school?
just for after school. Before school would remain the same at 150 a month. So if they were doing before school and after school, it would be about $500 a month.
Have we surveyed the parents yet on this?
So just real quick, because I think it's pretty close to the one we just looked at. C looks like it's just a slight difference.
The only difference is the program director would have to find a new job for the summer. So no program director in the summer.
Which one?
Plan C.
And C.
Oh, you went to city.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we get them all in before we, because they're all very similar, slightly different pricing structures and.
That is again with 50 students. Sorry, I'm not
Plan,
sure why.
Plan C is exactly the same as Plan B minus my position for the summer.
Well, it just allows us to charge a little bit less. That's really the only difference. Everything else except for the summer program for you and the amount per month for the parents. Okay.
Currently, what middle school students are allowed to attend?
3.
Thank you.
And that's essentially Plan A,
Correct.
maintain K through 8, but with the loss of the funds.
Plan A is maintain status quo minus our grant.
How much is the grant usually?
It's 165,000 per site.
310.
So 330. 330.
160.
160 per site?
165.
Oh, 165. I missed the 5, sorry.
I thought you said 155, it's 160.
165.
65.
It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, he's second guessing everything I've been living.
I'm not second guessing anything.
I am. Sorry, Pat.
So 330K is what it costs.
Yes,
That's what they gave us.
yes.
And we were still making 75,000 and
Was it 160, that only does the after school. The morning program is totally self-funded and we actually make money. And I think that offsets some of the costs for the after school, the snacks in the afternoon. In layman's terms, I'm sure there's some other things that are paid for, crayons, but we won't go down that road. And keep it to cheese pops.
Just say we spend the grant first, general funds.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for Pat? I don't think, we don't have any action, right? We're just kind of.
We're just reviewing and it's information only.
It's not a question for you. Question for the board to think about, wow, whatever you decide. I mean, if we add the 300, it's the $300,000 is not added into this summary by department, correct?
For the next year's budget,
Yes.
we have not added anything because the initiative to put the money in.
Want to double check?
Yep.
Happened both ways before, so. So you were looking at about, what, 1.7 million increase in the budget then? Something, yeah, I love Pat, I love the way, the job, before and after school program. But to me, this is, it's gonna kill the budget. I mean, and then, we won't have any funds to do it. I'd rather put it out there, and explain exactly why we have to add these funds back in and have the people vote on it separately. Because, I mean, it's nobody's fault here. It's federal government's fault that they're taking stuff away that they already said they were gonna do. And if the townspeople really are that concerned, I mean, I just can't imagine the budget's gonna pass with $1.7 billion more right now.
What is
So the first time our grant was up, there was a citizen petition warrant article to fully fund the after-school program. We were told that's when the town started to learn about no means no laws.
Yeah.
So if that warrant article got voted no, they are saying they do not want an after-school program in this town. We would not even be able to accept the grant if we got the grant again. That's what we were told 11 years ago or whatever it was when we tried this.
Oh.
So if this becomes its own separate warrant article,
But we could always make the warrant article specifically say granted or something like that. So it would only pertain to us getting the grant.
you have me very scared now, and I hope that you have lawyers going through that very, very carefully. That's the review bill.
Hey, according to our state reps, we don't have to listen to the lawyer.
Go ahead, John.
There's no time frame for knowing whether Washington DC. Okay, so it's up to us to make a decision and we're flying blind.
November, when you guys do your
No, I
budget,
understand.
we'll have to figure it out
Wanted to clarify that.
one way or the
All right, do you have anything else for us? That was awesome. Thank you. A lot of information.
So I have more information, but it might be for a different. So you guys need to figure out. if you have any direction more.
Yeah, maybe we can get that separate. Just so we can kind of keep things rolling, tonight.
Thanks, Pat.
All right, anything from anybody else?
Yeah, I have a separate one. We're all set with.
Okay,
Actually, could I give you guys a flyer here? This is a study that was just released a couple days ago about the need and the demand for after school across the nation. It's got some good results.
Sure.
Sorry, it wasn't included in your other, but like just.
It was just out the other day, then hard to get to us.
All right. And yes, thank you. All right, thank you, Pat. It's not your way.
Welcome.
All right,
Now I have.
do you want to go before? Okay.
Yeah. Could we back up a little bit and just have the administration go over their overall budget, what they're proposing, so that we understand what they're asking for before because we're diving into the nitty gritty without having known what's the end goal.
You want like a summary?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have,
It is 4 pages in. Getting everything. You have a summary by department. The budget is at 4.51% right now. However, that includes an additional $500,000 on top of that lease payment for the energy project. There's a bump in the lease payment of $500,000 that year because that's when we're supposed to see the $500,000 tax credit. So that revenue will be offsetting that.
Isn't it
We subtract that out, it will be a 2.91%.
it's closer to 600,000? Because the loan payment that we've got to pay on the June 14th, 2027 is 846, or lease payment, excuse me, $846,839 and a penny.
Mhm.
And we normally pay 258, 59, or 60, right?
Yep.
So that's closer to 600.
You're right.
So it's about 580.
Yes. But again, we're supposed to be seeing those credits and the tax credit between EEI.
Well, I understand why it's being done that way. I just wanted to clarify it's really more closer to 6.
600, yeah.
is the grant going to cover that number, whatever it is, or is it just $500,000?
Between that and the credits from EEI, that's what EEI told us. I don't have the official
Yeah,
paperwork.
no, that's
right
okay.
now.
I just wanted to make sure whatever the number was, those two things will cover whatever that offset
That's
is.
what the lease was designed around, that
Correct.
information.
Yeah, so even though it might be a higher number than that's written, the process will cover us to the two, so our payment is still,
So once again, worst case scenario, it's going to be 4.5.
right,
Something bad happens, but if we get all the stuff we're supposed to get,
right,
it's at 2.
2.91. So our expected budget increase is actually 2.91. It's only 4.51 if we don't somehow get the grants that we were told we were getting.
Well, I think what John is getting at is that there's an additional $100,000 there.
Well, I didn't check that. I haven't, because that wasn't,
Well, that was my question. So if it's more 6 than 5, is the grant and the credits from EEI going to cover the extra 100?
Off the top of my head, we're supposed to be getting 400 for the boiler,
Yeah,
100 and some odd thousand for the solar.
right.
I don't know where that's at. And there's something else that we're supposed to be getting.
There's another one. It was pretty high.
The 400 is a state grant,
Yep,
so. When is that payment technically due?
the lease payment?
Yeah.
It's June 14th, 2027 for the budget we're talking about now. The schedule, a few pages more in.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 pages or something like that, 3 pages.
Yeah, 588.
All right.
So we just looking,
Just one,
Yeah,
make sure everybody's talking the same thing, that number being bandied around with 500, and it's really around 580. But also, I've got.
All right, so rebates,
Because of that 580, that's the one we're supposed to get. Solar. The solar budget. This
So-
is projected rebate. So that's why that one is there. And then there's all those other credits.
so the biomass boiler rebate's 410,000. And the solar rebate is $588,779.
those were, those are expected in 2027,
Correct,
and that's why that's higher.
correct.
So that's a total of 998.
Yeah, that would be over the lease payment, right?
how much, 998?
I'm rounding here,
410,
588,
588, yeah.
solar projected rebate. Biomass projected rebate of 410.
I didn't know if you were still going.
Other outlying ones, they're not as, those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones. So we have a payment in June of 2027 of 846, but we're getting 998 in rebates.
Correct.
Theoretically,
And that's, and
an overage to our benefit.
Yes.
that's by, it's in the contract that way?
I don't have the contract on me. I'm reading the numbers that
We
he
could,
gave us.
now and tomorrow, just get clarification on that, please.
Because when we talk about, when it goes to the revenues, those definitely gotta be matching up with 998.
That's what yeah, that's what we've got to make
Yeah.
sure. Now, to clarify though, regardless of where the money comes from, there isn't, the budget is increasing by 4.5%, regardless of what we have for revenue. Because the expenses don't change.
Correct.
So the 2.9 isn't accurate either. It's 4.51% increase on the budget, because those expenses don't go away. It's a matter of how we pay for those expenses.
I think it's important to have that distinction called out, but also, John, to say that that's a 1 year increase, so that the 4.51 might be the right number for 26, 27, but that doesn't indicate that what 27, 28 will be, because the payment goes right back down to 200. But the payment from that point forward, regardless of extra revenues, goes back to what it was. So yes, there's a bump for next year to 4.51, but it's a 1 year bump.
But again, we shouldn't be talking about anything being 2.91 because that's not accurate. What's accurate is a 4.51% increase of what is it, 1.4 million? Right, increase?
Maybe.
Regardless of how you get that money, the expenses are increasing by 4.51%.
It will get called out, Steve, because even when we do our slideshows and all that stuff, we have our projected revenues up there, and it will show the increase.
And then the tax, our individual, that's where the tax impact will result in whatever that is, right?
Correct.
Because that's where the difference is going to be made up, is at our property level, whether we get 990 or whatever it is, or something different. But I just want to make sure everybody is aware
Okay,
that
I see what you're saying.
the expense sides are different than the revenue. It doesn't matter what we get, where the money comes for revenue when we have these expenses. So having said all that, it's about 1.4 million, right? Increase. And that is including the removal of $1 million bond payment.
Yes.
And then it's almost made up with, interestingly enough, by the lease payment. So it's about $150,000 less ballpark, right? I'm just trying to get it in my mind as to, I was hoping for a big reduction, $1 million, but 850 takes care of that.
Exactly.
But we still see an increase then of 4.5%. What's inflation right now? What, 2.2? What's that?
We something, I think, last.
I know Social Security, they're projecting
2 point something.
They can 20%, I think raise.
So for
Okay.
26, 27, we have a 1.47 million increase.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
1.411.
1.4 million, sorry. I don't know where I got the seven. I'm
That's what I
not,
was-
I'm looking at 1.4 and said 1.47. I was looking at 27. All right, and, but that includes or does not include the rebates?
This is only the budget.
This is only-
No revenue.
No revenue, just budget. All right.
Revenue, yeah.
All right, so we went through that, summary.
Questions?
Okay, well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is there more on this page you would like to talk about?
Yes. What is the tax impact of that, $1.4 million increase, please?
Oh, Joan, I have not calculated.
She almost said Joe. She almost-
I almost said Joe.
What's that?
I almost said Joe.
Joan, you're both gonna just be Joan from now on.
Oh, no.
You don't have it?
I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Is this-
Because I
so-
don't have the,
You don't have the numbers.
I don't have
You
the,
have the numbers of, it's a.
I can go off of last year.
Yeah, that's all we can go by, right?
So just John, in the interest of time here, and I appreciate this is a piece of information we
No,
need.
isn't it?
It is, but we also have folks standing by waiting to give presentations. So in light of their time, is that information we
My
can
time
get?
invaluable.
It's very valuable, but I also want to make sure that we're cognizant of everyone's time. So I'm asking, is that something we can get later in the meeting after folks have had a chance to do what they need to do?
Well, then, why are we doing this at all then, Steve? Why don't we just go to them and not hear what the whole budget is and the impact of that budget? Because to me, I'm very concerned that we're spending $1.4 million more than we have this year. And we don't know what it's gonna cost the taxpayers. I would think the taxpayers would like to know what it's gonna cost.
Well, I agree with that, but we've just started this process and there's a lot that's going to happen between now and final tax impact because stuff will get changed. And while Marjorie could give us a spot on number at this very moment, it's not likely going to be the same when we finish the budget. So I'm just asking, can we have her get that to you a little bit later in this particular meeting? Since we're just starting and we're already 45 minutes in and we've done one presentation.
Yep.
So I would just, if that's okay, I'd like to get that information a little bit later so we can let Alyssa dump in and do her stuff with nutrition. I agree, it's important information, we should have it. I'm just asking if we can delay that gratification just a short amount.
Is that what you're saying you're gonna do?
I would like to, if that's okay with you.
Well, if we're not, does Marjorie have it or not?
I'm working on it. I don't.
Okay, I just
don't
didn't
have
know
it.
what was going on.
I'm working on it while you guys are discussing.
So if we get a list of, well, she's working on it, that'd be fine. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, thank you, sir. Alyssa, you want to come up? Thank you, ma'am. Mhm. I think the same, just highlights and. Okay, sure.
So typically I do the salary and benefits, but there are no highlights there. So if, do you want me to?
We don't know how many people,
I can tell you that.
if you could.
Sure. I have the first one, food director salary, 1. Wage pool food service, that's based on 3% of the salary above. Elementary school food department salary, 4.
How many for elementary school? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
4.
Thank you.
Welcome. Middle school, 5. And high school is 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then their benefits.
Yep.
Everything below is at current enrollment.
I do have a question on substitute salary. It's budgeted at 13,653. This year's budget for, or sorry, 25, 26 is 70, ballpark 7,200. Are we going by averages? Is that what we did?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And then Elise, if you want to pick up on the top of page 3, where the food equipment repairs are. Okay, great.
Okay, so do we want to go line by line? Do you want to take these questions or?
I would say unless there's specific questions, if there's huge increases, like see total benefits is up, but that's a benefits thing, right? So, John, do you have anything specific in this that you would like to ask before she gets rolling?
What did you say the food increase was? Or didn't you? I didn't know if you had
The
said.
percentage for the food increase
Yeah.
for the food service department, I did not calculate that out.
Usually you'll say, okay, it's increased by the CPI of food.
Sorry, I thought you meant the overall food service budget.
Sorry.
Are you talking supplies or?
They're talking food. The CPI increase when I prepared this budget was 3%.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Say it's
You're welcome.
I guess we can, oh, go ahead, John. Joe, Jesus, I did it again.
The health insurance, is that what we have currently, or are we projecting? That's the biggest amount I've got kind of.
So when I originally prepared the budget a month and a half ago, I projected it at 10%. The rates came in at 6.2 for the ABSOS. And then for the buy-up plan, they came in at 2.2% increase. And then the dental came in at a 4.4. So I went through and readjusted all the lines to reflect.
Was it 2.2 one again?
So you have the 6.7% that it went up, which is for the site of service plan.
Okay.
But then we also have a buy-up plan.
Yep.
That employees can take, and it costs more money, but the amount goes back on the employee, not the district. So they have to pay more to be a part of that plan.
The budget set as you normally would, which is the guaranteed max, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we just,
I'm gonna go pick up on page 4.
yeah, I mean, if you want to start halfway down 3, if there's anything that, I'm seeing numbers that seem very similar to last year. So is there anything in, I see a couple of increases in repairs. Those seem nominal.
On page 4, yeah.
Yeah, on page 3, but I assume that's a cost of living, but not cost of living, but a inflationary price. Last year we had 1,500. This year we're putting in 2,000. It's just we expecting more.
Yeah, Mom, that's page 4 for me.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Yep. Just covering the unknowns potentially. We have gone down a bit on service contracts. We are working, instead of contracting directly as a monthly fee, working more with our local vendors. And they've been, pretty consistent with dealing with like immediate repair calls and those sort of things. So, because their contracts are a bit salesy on, for larger districts, we have multiple units. Want to have somebody that's gonna guarantee your repairs. We have pretty good luck, so Marjorie and I discussed that.
Which object code is that? Which object code are you talking about?
The service contracts.
500, 431.
431.
431?
And I think if you'll remember when we prepared the budget last year under, she had said that a lot of these people that we've been dealing with were going to be retiring and the new people taking over were going to increase it. However, our actuals for last year did not increase that much, so we lowered them to get them closer to where our actuals have been.
I'm gonna skip on to, does anybody have any more questions on repairs and maintenance? Okay. All right, we'll skip down to the variables, variable expenses. So, I mean, obviously the big, factors here are food products and supplies. The numbers that I'm kind of looking at here is, we did go a bit over, on middle school food products of last year. And in consideration what they did in 23-24, there's been about $4,000 that went over budget, so increasing that is gonna be closer to what we actually did, so it's gonna be kind of a wait and see to see where we are. I mean, budgeting is budgeting. We don't know what the actual is gonna be. We're hoping it will be under that. Some of the numbers I did run, as far as per meal on total expenses, we were at 179 for the middle school. That's total purchases, total meals. It's kind of just giving us an idea, 165 per meal for LRES. And the high school was 254. That's including all of the a la carte items as well. So I think we'll be in good shape with this. Does anybody have any questions regarding concerns on food costs or where that is headed? Our DoD budget, there's been no talk of a decrease in that. It is only, I know, the government unknowns of what's occurring recently. Our budget, that is the government grant food that comes in, the produce and the commodities, is 3 to 4% of the total Department of Defense budget. So that's generally regarded as fairly safe. There's been no talk of eliminating that, because it is a fairly significant amount when you talk overall. So I think we're in good shape. We do have a pretty robust program in comparison to other districts that were financially hampered a bit. They do have, they're very basic. It's entree, the elementary, it's entree, it's one fruit, one vegetable. We, within this budget, are able to do a little bit more on the offerings, and we hope we don't have to ever reduce that, but I think we're in good shape with this. Questions?
Can I jump in?
Yes, please.
So the propane, it typically comes up how I've calculated that. So our current rate is 1.799 for propane. I added 10 cents on top of that for now, based on the 3-year average of the prior usage for 23, 24, and 25.
So it's 1879 budgeted.
1.899.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And that's also like a market item, commodity sense. A byproduct of, natural gas.
Yep, the vending. We're seeing an increase on vending. Pretty significant percent increase. What's the cause of that?
And that's gonna be hopefully tagged to, it's really vending for middle school and high school. Significant increase. It's pretty much right to where the actuals were for 24, 25. Slight increase. Those are connected to sales, so
So it'd be the cost of the food in the vending machines. So because the cost of the food went up in the previous lines by, what did I tell you, 3%?
3%. So
I used the same thing here. I took the actuals, but keeping in mind that we also take in the revenue for the vending to help offset those costs.
That's,
So we're 50% margins on those items. I mean, those are, yes, they're expenses, but they're, you know, a revenue. So.
anything, any other numbers? Here I mean, I see some increases, but it looks like they're all accounted for. Some of the things we just talked about. I'm looking all the way down at the bottom line. Um. John, I guess I'll go to you first. Do you have anything specific in the rest of? I'm gonna call it page 4 and 5, but from below vending software down through the equipment and replacement stuff.
Not this juncture.
I have a question for Patrick. I know the wage for food services that the increase that we put on it, but we also have we didn't accidentally add the food director's salary and the wage pool together, did we? Like you have the 70,380
And the
and
the
2,111. Those two didn't get added together. The total amount on the
total salaries, you're saying?
correct.
Page 1.
Just didn't know which object code.
Because if you go to technology, we don't have a
111.
wage increase. We just have a technology director that's his salary goes up. So I just wondering.
It's included in there.
So what is that? What do you mean? It's included in the final budget? The 2,000
2,111.
and the 70,380. So doesn't that mean we're double if we're accidentally double dipping on that one then?
So I mean, putting it in general fund as well? It's not in the general fund. It's only in the lunch fund. We break this one out specifically because it's a different fund. General fund is, we code it as 10 and this one we code as 21.
But what I'm saying is you have food service director salary, 70,380.
Yep.
You have the wage pool, 2,111.
Mm-hmm.
Did those they both get put into the final number for the budget? Because wouldn't it be
For the wage pool increase?
yes,
They're always separate.
they're separate, but why would we have a increase for the food service director and the wage pool increase at the same time?
Because you calculate the wage pool for everybody but the food service director at 3%. And then you calculate the food service director at 3% because they're coming out of different buckets. They're, you've got to have two different line items for them.
So if you look at that wage pool spreadsheet
Mhm.
with everybody's salaries on it.
Yeah.
It's broken out there.
So we only do that for,
We only do that for food service.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one that doesn't fall
In the operating budget.
inside of it.
I did not look through the initiatives. Do we have any?
No, we don't do any, I was the only one with Pat.
You're like, no, we're good.
He's an outlier.
Any other questions for Elise?
Thanks, Elise.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Next time I see you guys, will probably be snowing outside.
Oh, don't please.
say that.
I just came back from the beach. I don't want to snow. All right,
It's coming.
I know.
Okay.
So next up would be technology with Matt. You wanna come up and join us?
Hi, Matt. Okay.
Good. All right, do you want to give us
Yeah, he's
the?
all set.
Yeah.
Audrey?
Good job, Matt.
Yeah.
So starting off with the tech, budget, the tech director, we have 1. And the district-wide technology salaries, we have 2. And then all the benefits are all status quo. And Matt, I will let you take it away unless they have questions on halfway down page 2.
All right. So if I just go over some, notable, a lot of my lines stayed the same, for the most part. The technology training line, went down $1,000. That's just because, nowadays we don't go to as many trainings, to be honest, I'm trained in a lot and my other tech, so. And we've been doing a lot of projects where they kind of give free, well, not free, but the person doing the project with us is helping us in learning, so. We haven't been going to as many workshops for that. The repair lines are the same. The tech support, district-wide tech.
Before you go
support-
on, the repairs,
Yeah,
I noticed that the last 3 years, the actuals for 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, significantly below the repairs that we've got budgeted for 25, 26 and 26, 27. Why is that?
I don't have the numbers, they were below, but I would say.
Well, the actual for 22, 26 was ballpark 6,400.
Yeah.
23, 24 was ballpark 2,350. And then for 24, 25 ballpark 3,200. And we're asking for 10,750. So, the $400 minimum is the increase. 4,000, excuse me. I'll get the right number. So if we could get an explanation as to why we feel that's necessary. It doesn't have to be tonight, if we can get it.
Yeah. I mean, I will say we're ordering a lot different Chromebooks now and we don't have as many parts like on hand. So I have to buy more screens and they're different, like a lot of that stuff that normally we would just use parts from other devices. So maybe that's where I was saving a lot more money there, but I think now I have to buy more parts.
We could get,
Just writing down notes, or trying to follow.
Yeah, I can get more for that.
thank you.
Another increase was the district-wide tech support line. It went up from 41 to 42. That's mainly just because of the services we use. They go up in cost every year. Specifically our school hosting costs and level data, which is our account syncing. The supply lines definitely down a significant amount from last year's budget. The main reason for that is we were ordering, I guess you'd call it name brand supplies from the company, and I was able to get it cheaper on Amazon and stuff like that. So it's working the same. It's been working fine in the mostly the tardy paper and the visitor paper. So I didn't spend as much last year, so I'm just going to continue to do that. The software lines, I mean, they increase every year. Just unfortunately, the companies charge more. But I will say the main increaser in that is the GoGuardian software, since we bought more licenses for the teacher part. I mean, that went from, I think it's up to like 15,000 per year now. It was more around 8, so that was a substantial increase.
Is it being effective?
Oh, yes.
Terry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't know what to ask.
Something better when
Yeah.
something pops up on your screen. Hey, why are you on this
I
site?
understand.
That was anywhere. Oh, yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Come over here and look at this screenshot.
More teachers have, decided to use it now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I used it when I was,
Yeah.
with somebody and,
Well, I understand it was the benefit of it. I just wanted to make sure it's been used,
yeah, and then you can shut
because we're
them,
paying for it.
Yeah, it's,
That'll be using it.
and you can shut them off from the site that they're on, keep going
Yep, no, I
on.
understand. Which is,
It's
a
on there.
wonderful tool.
Yes.
I need that at home.
You're the Go Guardian.
Shut off when the kids go.
The last big changes are in the replace equipment lines. The main reason why they went down so much is because we finally have every classroom with a Promethean board. So now we're just gonna buy one or two per school to kind of swap out the older models that have been up on the wall for the last 5 years, instead of buying 5 or 6. We also are using Chromebooks for teachers now, so we were buying a lot more computers. Now we're only buying 5 per school at a much lower price than laptops were. That's the main decrease there.
And I'm assuming the transition has been fine?
Yeah,
Good.
haven't had any problems. They're working good.
Nice.
We've been giving them, we gave them out to all new teachers and some current, no tickets.
Okay.
So essentially, we're at like a kind of a consistent refresh at a much smaller percentage. Whenever we need something, we don't need as many because we have
Yes.
enough good ones moving on.
Chromebooks are good. Well, they're good for longer because Google has 10-year support on them, but
Yeah.
I don't think one's gonna last 10 years, but they can versus HP. And that's,
Any questions for, oh, Joe? Sorry.
The Promethean boards, I know you talked last time we were talking about how they, went coming with the chips, you know?
yeah,
Screens, I guess you could say. Have they changed that?
they haven't changed it yet, but we figured out how to make them work, the ones we bought. But I have been shopping around for other brands and they're all similar in price, so if I had to switch brands, we could. But, I think they got a lot of pushback on doing that from what I am in a lot of.
Wasn't just Matt Clifton raising Cain with him?
No.
Wasn't so much you going after him this time?
Many stripes as you may have.
People got upset. They sent them an empty screen with no intelligence in it. Come on.
Nah, they want you to, they thought it'd be better, you load your own operating system.
Hmm.
They thought people would want to do that, but it's not.
More money and less effective. I like it.
Yeah. So hopefully, yes.
I got a deal. We do.
Awesome. I think everybody all good?
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, sir.
Then,
All
Man,
right. For the middle school, Dr. Waldron.
Computer, going old school.
so
One time I actually didn't bring mine. I'm like, I had a big book. I think I'll be all right.
while he gets settled, we'll go through the salaries. So I have the athletic director start us off with, and that is 15% of his salary. The remaining 85% falls under the high school. The music salary, that is theoretically one person.
What do you mean, Terry?
It's been split this year. We finally hired one, so moving forward, we hope it's just one.
That's what I mean. Is it next year it should be just one person's salary, right?
Okay,
Right?
I still have them split.
Yeah, if we could fix that.
Yep.
So, because right now you're gonna have the dedicated one and then the high school have one that's dedicated. Okay. And that's going on now or?
Turn of the quarter, it will.
Yeah, we're at the semester mark.
That makes sense. Thank you. Who's quarter or trimester?
So at the semester, so that's,
Okay.
yeah, because for Randy, they can't create a credit bearing course.
Yeah, that wouldn't go as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joe, you had a question?
I have a question on the next thing he's going to for salary, so.
Why don't you hit us first and then you can have his.
Just giving you numbers right now, Joe. 31,
31,
31.
big and daintily over
For
there.
the 4 through 8?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Reading, 1. Guidance, 2. Media, 1. Team leaders, 6 at 2,600 apiece. Co-curriculars, you have that included in your binder. Summer school, we have 2 teachers for the summer, 1 for math and 1 for reading. And 1 nurse. The middle school instructional aid salaries, I realized today that that title never got changed. Those are the behavior coaches.
So the object code 500-114, it says instructional aid, but it's actually behavior coaches. Okay, and is it behavior coaches prior to that, or is it aides prior to that?
So that line was there originally, and so I need to keep the function codes the same. So I think at some point in time, you guys maybe had middle school instructional aides. So I'm going to change the title to,
Which is fine, I understand, but what I'm saying is, for example, in 24-25, we spent 24,000 for something.
correct,
Is that for aides or is that behavior coaches?
that was behavior coach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Athletic trainer, same thing as the athletic director. That's 15%, as I realized I spelled athletic wrong.
If you could back up 1 minute, how many behavior coaches are there?
3. You're welcome. Middle school nurse aide salary, that is 1. Secretary salary, 3. Principal admin salary, 2. Middle school substitute salary, that is a 3-year average.
Insurance.
If we could back up to the aides, it said aides. The behavior
Behavior
coaches,
coaches.
in the budget for 24-25, it shows nothing. Is that actually true or is it?
We got the default budget. Actually, they were not in
I
the,
wanted to make sure I understood. Thank you.
they just all coincide. They're all the same. You want me to go over them? I can.
It's a salary that only matters because,
Yeah.
right, we don't, yeah.
And then I'll let Tom take it away, kind of page 5. Thanks, Tom.
far as page 5 goes, 26-27 is almost going to mirror and match the current year. When we look through each and the conference, things like that, that's all that stays the same. So putting $5,000 aside in assemblies. That's it for page 5. Page 6, things that are going to be pretty similar to the current year. One thing I want to highlight right now is it looks like we're putting more money in next year for athletic buses. And so there's $12,000 allocated, but we've allocated that pretty much every year. And so the previous years are just the actual spending, so we haven't spent it down.
I'm confused.
So like this year, we put about $11,000 or $12,000 aside for buses, but we're not going to spend all of that. So like in 24-25, we only spent about $2,800.
I think in the 25-26 budget, it was 12,000 and we cut it to 6, knowing that we weren't gonna get transportation. So the actual budget is 12,000, but we cut it to 6,000 the previous year.
Yeah, it's 647, right, 6470.
We just cut it in half or whatever.
Right. My question is, are we gonna get bus transportation in do we anticipate? No. So,
I mean, no,
yeah, so
Yeah.
why inflate it when we know, or strong indication that we're not gonna get support? Okay, thank you.
That's this group's call. I think it's there if we need it, but if we are not using it, then at some point we can have that conversation. We need to keep allocating that money.
So how successful have we been getting middle school buses this year?
Just a couple
Uh,
of items.
I don't want to take money out and say, then we're basically telling parents we give up and
We're trying
We've spent $367.
this year.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
We have no money in there. If we deduct, to a certain amount, then it wouldn't cover all the trips if we could actually get a bus company.
I thought you were asking how much have we used it this year, so.
So is the 12,000 enough to cover all of the games if we were to actually have buses for all of the games?
Couldn't tell you that.
I don't think it was last year, because I asked that question last year. I don't think it would cover if we had to go to a secondary company.
Right.
No,
Probably
everybody.
not, but I think that it would.
Yeah, and we,
Majority of this.
okay. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I live in the real world. If we know we're not gonna get support, then why budget money when we're not gonna get the service? To me, it doesn't make sense to put in, I think what we said last year was put in 6,000 or the 6470 as in case we do get it. And so far we've spent 300 and something dollars. So to me, 12,000 seems excessive. I don't know how else we would judge it by, other than historical data and indications are we're not gonna get support.
I know this is probably one of the biggest complaints that we've had from parents, is buses, especially at the middle school. Why don't we paid more for buses or get some sort of specialty bus?
Well,
whatever.
we can go rent a van, we can go buy a van, I gotta pay somebody to drive it.
Right. I'd rather have us, instead of sitting there going, well, we can't get it. Well, maybe we're just not spending enough to get it right now, because
Well,
obviously somebody's. getting it.
we're contracting to some seriously expensive bus companies right now to just get to high school where we're going.
What is, if we could get, what does the contract say for an athletic bus at the, versus what we're paying for the high school with these third parties? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. That way it would give a sense as to what Joe's asking, in the sense that
I can get you
how
a
much
breakdown.
more
Yep.
are we spending? And how much more would we have to spend to get to middle school?
Yep, we can do that.
And so unless I've misunderstood, the primary issue isn't that we're not willing to spend the money, they just don't have buses to
Top of
give
that.
us.
Again, Jeremy tries every time. I mean, he just doesn't, there are no buses available when they can leave. Because every high school has scooped them up. Dale says they don't have any. They can't do the elementary run and get them to an event.
Even though they've got it in the contract that they'll do it for us.
But like Dale needs to buy a bus.
Well, we're in a,
It's the driver.
Drivers.
They have plenty of buses. It's drivers.
that and they're the only show in town, right? Pretty much that in Durham.
Yeah, first student, Jeremy again has luck with first student for high school where we contracted with them.
Are they
But it-
Durham or they,
I don't, that could be Durham. I don't,
I think
yeah.
it might be.
First students, yeah.
But anyway,
It's actually Dale, to be honest with you. I don't know. The other, Durham, yes, the other company in town. They will do our high school runs, athletics, but they can't get to the middle school. All right, I guess,
making a sweet enough offer,
Yeah.
apparently,
well,
right? That's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
What's the price point and what are we willing to
Yep.
pay that?
Yep.
Price.
so I guess we'll leave this for now and then when we get to we can have a stronger discussion on this or.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later once we get the information from you folks.
Middle school communications, Thomas?
Yeah, so I was actually hoping for some insight.
Yeah, that's.
Like-
That's not them, Terry, that's me. So we had discussions last year about consolidating our phone lines. Yeah, okay, Terry.
Here we go. Nope, you talk, I'm gonna,
You brought it up.
nope, well, it's a red herring in the room right there.
So last year we had discussions about consolidating our lines because we've been using First Light and Consolidated Communications. So I had Matt working on that to try to figure out what we can do. So we've been working on that, I want to say since the spring, about First Light has basically told us, we don't know why you're coming with us. Why don't you transfer everything over to Consolidated Communications? You're going to save a lot more money. We've been working on that since the spring. We still do not have all the numbers transferred over. We've been trying to do that. When we started tackling this over the budget season last year, there was a miscommunication between Matt and I he had told me that it was gonna cost so much money per line. Accounting wise, I thought accounting line, not phone line. So I ended up reducing the budget for First Light and only adding so much money in for the line for consolidated. My error. Then we got the default budget, which was lower anyway. And now we're still arguing with First Light over certain lines that we have at each building. And I don't know if it's because we decided that we weren't going to be going with them or not, but so we have a copper line going into each building that they've been charging us a ridiculous amount for. Matt told them to, they said they notified us. We have no notification that they notified anybody. Matt, myself, accounts payable, even the person who retired in accounts payable. We can't find any notification that they were gonna increase it this much. So we're fighting with that. We told them at the middle of October to cancel that line. We don't need it. We don't want it. It's ridiculous. And they said that they were still gonna charge us from that middle of October, whether it be October 15th
30 days.
until November 15th. I got the okay from Terry. I'm just gonna take me to court. I'm kind of done.
I ain't paying.
Why would they get to charge us 30 days out?
They're charging us. Can I tell them?
Oh, God.
No, I won't do it. Be careful what you,
Okay.
because if there's a potential lawsuit, then I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want me, bro.
What I'm just saying is we shouldn't be talking about it publicly.
Not a number.
So anyway, so that's why the line went up is because we got the default and I didn't account for the per line correctly. I thought he's meant accounting line, not per line at Consolidated Communications.
So I get,
And they told you to switch over to consolidated.
Yes,
And they're still trying.
yes.
I'll talk about them publicly because I know it's 30 days because it's the fine print on the bottom of the contract there. And it's interestingly enough, when we did it at our work, I contacted them, the company that we had switching everything over, contacted them 3 months beforehand and said, this is the date, October 1st, we were switching everything over. So they knew that was the drop dead date. They had plenty of notice. They sent us a bill anyhow for the month of October. And I called them up and I was like, why am I gonna pay this bill? Everything's changed over as of, this particular day. Oh, well, I go, so why am I gonna pay it? Well, you can pay it now and then we'll send you a credit and a check afterwards. It's 7 to 8 weeks. I go, okay, why am I gonna pay it now?
Yeah.
we got a deal for you, Joe.
So you need any bridges?
Yeah, exactly. I got one in Brooklyn.
So that's, oh, go ahead, John.
Yeah, no, I guess.
Did he just call him Joe again?
Oh, I
He
said
called
John.
you- what did he call
I just said John.
You said, go ahead,
I'm
Joe.
fine with
I
it.
said John.
I am not.
The N came
Oh my
out.
God, are you hearing that too, Beth, or is it
Just
just?
say, go ahead, John.
This side of the table's all fine.
You heard John.
I'm also.
Okay.
You looked at John.
Well, here am I.
I want
He
John.
acknowledges me. That's all I need. I'm green lighted.
Hey, John.
Apparently I'll have to go to a phonetics class and learn my N sounds again. Please go ahead, John.
Thank you.
Elocution.
Communications. I guess. How can we get a synopsis of what's going on? Without, because again, if we're gonna be in lawsuits, then I'd rather not talk about what we're gonna do, what's the options publicly.
Publicly, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I agree. Publicly.
So can we allocate time sometime in the future, near future, to discuss with us what are the options? Because again, we thought it was resolved last year and it's certainly not. So I just was, and if it has to be public, we can talk about it publicly. I just want to make sure we do it.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Sorry, you all set, John?
Yeah.
When we asked, what date did we ask for the numbers to be turned over?
It's been a slow process. Like I've said, they've been working on it since the spring. And because of their lagging between us trying to cancel with one company and get the other company to get out here to switch them over, it's been painful. I don't know how Lisa and Matt have been doing it, and then Todd's involved at some point too. But again, we've been working on this since Probably longer than the spring. We did, because I have it updated in the budget from last year.
I remember having this conversation last year.
Oh, yeah, we had it last year.
Yeah,
At about this time.
Right, so it's been trying to get them just
Phones cost it all.
over the numbers has been impossible.
And these are all,
And we're so close. Right now, we only have that one line with each building.
No, we have no lines with each.
We have none,
We
but
have
they're
zero
charging
copper
us for
lines
November.
coming into the building now.
Yeah.
Zero.
we've killed all the lines, but they are still charging us for 1 month for
We'll
all
see.
3 lines.
We'll see.
That's what their plan is.
Yes.
So just-
So we'll see.
I do have, are we supposed to have one copy?
No, we're done.
We don't need any, that's,
Done. We got cell phones. We got more communication we need. We're moving on.
Well, I didn't know if it was for a certain
Nope.
phone, anything like.
They all met.
We don't have a bat phone.
And we wouldn't have canceled it if we didn't have
Not
to.
anymore.
Well,
It's not worth the money.
well, okay, here's the situation. Back in the day, no, this is gonna go back in history. And when we had the floods.
Yep.
We lost landlines. So we didn't have landlines.
Yeah.
And we were up the proverbial creek. So we went out Comcast and got those so that we could, use those in emergency situations. If we lose cell coverage for whatever reason,
Hmm.
cracks or whatever is going on in the world,
I get
what do we have to communicate out then?
Radios.
smoke signals. No, you can't let it fire.
So the on cell phone, my hope would be that we have internet for fiber optic, which is our regular phone. Because we have fiber optic now. Our phone is internet. So
As long as we have something other than cell phones.
we have 2 out of the 3 methods to communicate.
so we have fiber coming in, just not copper anymore.
Correct.
Yeah, the fibers,
We're in that.
we own that.
Say that again.
We own the fiber optics that we have coming in. The lines in the town, we own
Close to the building, we own it.
throughout from here to the elementary school and the middle school. We own those lines,
All right.
fiber optics. No, we actually, if they go down, we gotta fix them.
Okay.
It's on our nickel.
Yeah.
Last time I knew, unless things change.
We're thinking.
Okay, so are we good with the communications line?
We lose a
All set,
telephone.
Tom, about this?
Tom's been sitting for 5 minutes going, I'm ready.
He just
All
left.
right, keep us rolling, sir.
Well, the rest of that page is boring. So we can go to
We
page.
like more. Supplies.
No, it's coming.
So for supplies, again, it's pretty comparable to the previous couple of years. There's a few things that have gone up. Everything seems to go up a little bit. SCS supplies went up about $500. Science supplies went up a little bit, but the general ed supplies is is that the one that's calculated by the per pupil?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm trying to pull it up because I know that's coming.
That's where the difference is mostly coming.
That's what? 3,400 difference, something like that, 3,350.
Trying to get you the cost per pupil.
Is there any
So,
specific supply questions? Looking at this section.
do you want to answer his question first, or you want me to go?
No, if you have it, good.
Cost per pupil of gen ed supplies is 56.99.
So 57?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bless you.
Thanks.
And then I updated the enrollment for 4th through 7th moving up and multiplied it by that.
3rd through 7th, 3 through 7.
Yes, sorry, you're right.
Anything else on the supplies jumping out?
Everything else pretty standard year to year.
Books,
Some printed material is again, it's pretty similar. Some teachers requested specific books or replacement books because they're starting to get old. But there's been no major changes and no major investment.
any questions? Go to the next page.
Periodicals, are we talking periodicals or software?
And about the art periodicals,
Any of those, yes. Because sometimes we're told, well, the periodicals really are software. And I'm just trying to get clarification. Is it periodicals or is it software?
Periodicals I have are middle school media periodicals and then the nurse periodicals. The middle school media periodicals are actually periodic.
Okay, then I'm fine, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, again, comparatively, things are pretty similar. Things that jump out to me. Is that there's some new equipment requests from the fourth and fifth grade teachers. So that would be their middle school new equipment general. And so they've requested for a few standing desks, a few wobbly seats, some document cameras. So the standing seats, I actually had to buy, or the standing desks, a couple this year because they were in student accommodation plans. And so I think that more and more we tend to see accommodations for students that include movement, standing, things like that. So it's been the request that we get 1 or 2 desks.
If we could get the prices of the desks, please. Just, I'm curious more than anything else.
Say, very expensive.
They are.
One for a couple $100.
Standing desks are about $400 per desk.
No, I have one that it's,
Yeah, we don't.
I'm just saying, I got one.
Yeah, stationary, I don't even want to, we can't have that. It's up or it's, you're over here.
No motor.
So you're buying 2 at 400?
No, we're looking at buying I think probably 4.
So 1,600 and, okay, thank you.
On this page too, looking at the replacement equipment, so the FCF replacement equipment.
What about furniture and fixtures, Tom? Move up one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. 2,000. That's probably the this over here. Margie, when you click on that, what is coming up?
I have 3 shelf utility cart for 146. I have bookcase / bookshelf for social studies classroom. I have, that's 650. I have rolling book cart for book storage. Current bookshelves are full. That is for $555. And then I have another bookshelf. Does not have a department tied to it. So another bookshelf for $650.
The $550 rolling cart, where is that gonna be used?
For art.
Art?
It says Miss
Oh, it
Bell.
says Miss, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
in the wrong tab.
Oh, that's okay.
That would be, yeah, eighth grade ELA as well.
And the first one that you listed off, I didn't catch what they were.
It's a 3 shelf utility cart. A cart to help transport shared supplies from room to room and back to the small group room. That's $446.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So it's really just a couple of bookcases and a couple of carts.
It's like 1 cart and 3 bookcase. Oh, no, rolling book cart. So 2 carts and 2
Shelves, cases.
bookcase bookshelf. Yeah.
And we need rolling cart in a classroom for what purpose?
This one, it says that the cart would fit under a classroom window and be movable to allow for student movement for class activities. So, I mean, I'd say in all honesty, it's not necessary, it's probably just convenient.
Did you say under a classroom window?
Yeah, so it would
Yeah.
So
probably,
like under the window.
It would be
over there.
just sit above below the window. Okay, I was like, wait a second.
You probably couldn't put a permanent one in front of a window anyway.
Did you say it was to move into the small room or room
I'm
shared?
fine.
One of
that's why it's movable.
Yeah.
How's that with those?
Begrudgingly.
Joe.
That's the theory, yeah. Like we have the supply, the furnitures, we don't separate it. Do we have to always separate the books? So we can maintain like a cohesive amount for books every year and keep rotating what we buy? Cause in the default budget, you take certain books out, and certain books back. I just wanna make it so we don't have an issue like we had 20 years ago where we're taking books and we're not buying books. And I'm not saying this,
Which book, which line item are you talking about?
500, 640.
What's 40?
Page 7.
So on page 7.
We buy like,
I see what you're saying, 100%. I guess I was under the impression that's what the curriculum line was for. Typically, that's how I was used to budgeting because not in here, it's under the curriculum budget.
These are to replace it, right? Aren't they? These are.
So the middle school media books is for replacement books for the library. Then.
Like a math book is either it's it's $150 math book. It's either consumable or it's replacing something, correct?
If it's a consumable, yeah, that's something we replace every year. If it's a standard textbook, then that would not be.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they're.
These are to be
These
more
ones usually
specific,
are-
like,
What's that?
in my mind, just to be more specific to like a social studies book would be more like the teacher has Johnny Tremaine on the shelf, then some kid might want to read Johnny Tremaine, or it's a math book. It's not a typical textbook. It's more of a, I don't want to say leisure book, but it's a more,
A novel, right?
a novel. Yeah,
Like
more like that type of book.
our students are reading.
Yeah. I've tried, but that's, you know,
But I see.
might be more magazines like puzzle books or something like that. It's a Sudoku or.
That's why I'm, because it's different than I think what Joe's talking
Yeah,
about.
this is more-
This is,
Not, and it's not lead, it's more a novel, it's something like that.
Sorry, I was attending to something.
Before I came here, I was used to seeing books and there would be like $50,000 in there each year to cycle out the curriculum of what subject needed to be
We're gonna
changed.
get to that.
that's a Ronald Reagan's not inside your history book.
So sorry, are you saying that the books list isn't the curriculum books?
These 500, 640 are novels in a nutshell.
But yeah, it's just not curriculum.
Correct.
Not a quick, so I'm good because we have put in just the curriculum books in one separate.
Yeah.
Thing.
Okay.
that's the $125,000 line.
Correct.
And we found out it's sometimes computer.
So it's just coming up.
All right.
What I mean is it's
Yeah.
software. It's
Yeah,
not
so
a book.
it's very.
Not a physical book.
We don't, yeah, yeah.
Are you all set with that one, Joe?
I'm good.
Now we'll get them,
Back up to
Back on page 8,
replacement.
down to replacement equipment. SCS has requested a couple of things for 1,900. One of them is a new dryer. So there's a dryer that they use for clothing. It's noisy and on its last leg. Todd's used duct tape and elbow grease as long as he could. So we're gonna try to make it last this year. It needs to be replaced for next year. And then in addition to that, she's also requested a few replacement things for the kitchen. Lots of pans and blenders.
What about the band? Is that the band is the 8361?
Yeah, so as we go down, the band, that's
An instrument?
They look for three, he's looking for 3 drums, so fiberglass timpani drums. I had him, Randy, show me the drums. He said that they were at the at the high school for like 20 years and they exceeded their lifespan and they went down to the middle school and they've been down there. So one of them hanging together with a coat hanger. He said they can't be tuned. So
Good, thank you.
best.
So you said the new equipment general is the dryer?
What's the
Yeah,
SCS?
essentially, yeah, that 1,900 would be a dryer.
$1,900 for the dryer.
No, I
No.
think it was 1,000.
There was a few miscellaneous items thrown in, right?
Pots, pans, blenders.
Yeah,
NCS had requested,
hopefully different color pots and pans.
yeah. Blenders and mixers.
I remember that.
But it was 1,000 for the dryer, yeah.
It's the kitchen.
It was there.
John. This was before your time, Steve.
No, I was here.
You were for that one?
No, I was last year. I remember.
Explode on that one. Moving on.
I mean, I know we're duct taping the dryer, but we might want to look at getting that this year, I mean, before. Yeah, I'm guessing it's the electric dryer.
Yes.
Gas, baby.
Some people have them, I mean,
No, it is like,
We do. We have propane.
Okay.
Black Friday sale.
yeah,
Yeah, think about on the sale, you can get good ones for.
I'm guessing it's not an industrial, it's just a regular dryer.
Yes, I don't fancy about it, yeah.
Home to get one
It's just a
really
regular
cheap.
dryer.
It's in about 3 weeks.
Black Friday, yeah. I'll tell you to shop.
Amazon Black Friday sale now.
We have Elmoed,
Yeah. That's good.
or squirreled. That was a squirrel more than an Elmo. Everything else, anything, obviously the total on page 9
Yeah. and
is
that's-
reflective of that.
Drones are that, yeah, and that's really, that's kind of the standout.
So on the final number, I know we've already discussed it. So you're looking to add 1 teacher for 4th grade? Am I reading this correctly?
I don't think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
That any,
I have a little star here and it says an additional position due to the size of the current 3rd grade.
That would be elementary school.
You just gave me.
No, the current third grade. which
Oh, the
is now
current
going
third
into fourth.
What page is that on, Joe?
this sheet that Terry handed out earlier, the 3rd page,
Yeah, I've got questions about this.
No,
I'll bring it to you.
I did not see this page yet. I looked at it a little bit.
Yeah, I was using.
Yeah, I looked through it real quick,
No,
but then
right.
we started.
Yeah, so we didn't have.
How many you have now,
Oh,
Tom?
you wanna know why? I'm sorry. So the numbers are accurate, but this little note down here, this was from, I think, last year. I think that carried.
So no actual additional this year.
I'm not looking for an additional teacher.
I did not add.
I'm glad to hear that. What I will do is offer you 2 less.
I don't like how this negotiation's going.
Like three card Monty with John. He only uses one
You
card.
do have 5 now.
Yeah, so we have 5 for every grade except for 8th grade. Right, so 8th grade, we currently have 4 teachers.
Cool.
And so, looking at the numbers, what I've been doing is flexing the 4-person team to whatever the numbers tell me. Class size is.
So in this case, oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
Yeah.
John.
4th grade. If we have 22-1, 4 times 22 is 88. So if we had 4 teachers, it would be more than enough for 4th grade. Same with 6th grade. If we had 4 teachers we give you capacity to have 88 students, you only have 80. And in 4th grade, you only have 78. So why are we going with 2 additional teachers, 1 each?
It's on that bill.
You might want to be cutting teachers.
Yeah.
So the other.
I am not following you.
Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'll just be honest with you, that you tried this, then you guys need to, if you want to cut, if you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
I know the,
Right, but
John,
Yeah.
you guys have been,
we have the administration to present the budget.
and we did, and
And we know we're going way over on staff, just so that it's in our court. Then why do we? It doesn't.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this 4th grade class is one of those classes, upcoming 4th grade. We're the ones that we're not,
third grade is not as disruptive as it was in 2nd grade. They're
thank
better.
God.
They're better. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're better.
So in what I'm looking at, what's listed as 8th is the incoming 8th grade, not the current 8th grade, correct?
Incoming.
Yep.
These are next year's numbers.
Yeah, I'm asking about 4th and 6th grade. For me,
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I understood
Yep. Yeah,
the
because then-
orientation.
in 6th grade, you'd have 20-1, and 4th grade, you have 2 at 20 and 2 at 19, well within the 22-1. Okay.
What do our numbers look like after that?
I'm flipping over here. To So, LRES right now, projected third grade for next year, you know, it said second grade for next grade, it's 66.
Is that what we have in second grade right now?
I think so, it says third grade, but when you turn the page. it
Second
says
grade,
That's
this year's second grade has 66 kids. Next year's third grade would have 66.
But then second will have 87 and first has 83. Kindergarten will have 83.
Haven't got there yet. Waiting for Amy to come in.
Well, just in terms of the shuffle going forward, it has an impact on what you're talking about in the long run. So,
Current small bubble of 8th grade. 4-person team was the 6th grade team, then 7th grade team, then the 8th grade. So we just flex the numbers based on where the small bubble was.
that might be a bigger discussion. But right now, this is what we have.
Could we please get the salary and benefits of those two teachers, please? I know it's not specifically a 4th teacher and a 6th grade teacher. It would be potentially a different teacher, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a,
So whatever those numbers are is what I'm looking for.
first, I'll tell you, just right, yeah, I got it.
I'll just throw this out there though, just, as I know we'll have bigger discussions, the 5th grade that will become the 6th grade the following year is already at 94, which means we'll have to just re-add a teacher. So, and so will 8th, the 7th grade will have 94. So then the next year's 8th will go up to 94. So we'll need another teacher for them as well.
For 8th grade? So you take the 7th grade teacher that you have 5 and you move it up. There's the problem solved.
Right, but that's if we keep the teachers we have. If we cut 2, we won't have them to move.
Yeah, we do. If you cut 4th and 5th, that has no bearing on 5 teachers current or for next year in 7th grade.
But the following year, the 5th becomes 6th, and there's 94 kids in that class. And now we won't have a 5th or a 6th. We'll cut teachers. If you cut 4th and
So
6th,
you take the 5th grade up. That's solve that too.
we'll have that discussion later. I think it'll be a much larger discussion, and I don't think we're cutting teachers tonight. So anything else from you, Tom?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Next on.
Tony? All right.
On up.
Oh, Mr. Leatherman.
Want to do your little thing there?
Sure. Curriculum coordinator
Oh.
salary, 1. And mentor program stipends, I have 10 at 1,000 each.
CBA, right?
No.
Oh, we put mentors in the CBA.
But it doesn't determine how many
Oh,
mentors.
okay, my bad.
Maybe went to 70.
10 at 1,000 a piece.
All right, page 2. Nothing there.
And
We
we
get
set the
down
last
to
one.
curriculum coordinating books, the 125 this year. Our iReady diagnostic K-8 is up. The diagnostic.
Testing? Huh? The testing.
Yeah, that's up. That would be the curriculum money for this year.
Often do we do the diagnostic?
3 times a year. 3 times a year, but that's also the.
No, I'm sorry. How often do we have to purchase the new?
Oh, 4 to 5, I think it's 5 years, 4 or 5 years off the top of my head. So we bought that, I think the first year was been my first year, so it was every 5 years.
It's in the ballpark of 125.
Yeah, she gave me a ballpark of 123, but I think it's gonna go up to 2,000 because it's last year's price.
Yep. What I'm driving at is, would it make sense to set up a CRF after this year or 27, 20? Well, start it up. So you put in 1/5 of it each year. And then our budget doesn't spike. So we're putting in, for example, $20,000 every 5 years, or for 5 years, or 25, whatever it amounts to, needs to be.
And again, I'm gonna use what Pat said. If they vote no on that, that means no
No
diagnostic.
CRF. No, it means there's no CRF that year for that amount. Doesn't mean we can't buy them.
Correct.
Okay,
It's different.
okay. What was he talking about? Warrant article? Yep.
That's different, different scenario than this. Yep, because again, just because you say no to adding money to the CRF doesn't mean we can't spend it in the CRF, is my understanding.
All right.
Even though, I guess, because it's, I'm surprised I have to talk to the,
So you're talking about,
she's probably retired now, but a citizen's petition like that is usually.
We went through this with something else last year that was gonna be,
Really?
yes.
I'll have to remember, try to fade back and remember what that was.
it's a little fuzzy for you.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy.
So you're just saying, a new CRF just for the curriculum books?
No,
Just for the diagnostics.
because the curriculum we're buying, this 125 should be really allocated for curriculum books, but because we need diagnostics every 5
We have
years,
to do it.
we have to do it. And then this is really an ideal CRF every 5 years.
Yeah, 25 a year every 5 years.
I'm looking too, because next year too, reading and math are up. So I want to go to more of a yearly subscription with them. Like we would just buy the yearly subscription for math and a yearly subscription for reading.
Diagnostics?
No,
Okay,
curriculum.
okay.
It's 30 grand, so it's just in there like someone, I don't know if it was you or you, someone
It
mentioned.
would just be in there.
It's in there, and then it's just in there every year. It's just standard. So that way we can, because I know we came out with a plan and I'm like, here we go. There's going to be outliers that are going to mess this plan up and it's going to become problematic.
And that is for the lower grades though, right? That's
Yeah, it would be,
Up
through
through
six does iReady reading and iReady math.
Because we bought.
Yeah. But still, we haven't addressed science. We haven't addressed social studies. We haven't addressed longer UA, because sometimes there's some nice things that we would like to buy for health, PE. And it's like a one-time, okay, what do you guys need? Well, art, is there something out there in art we can
Mhm.
buy for the next, for 6 years that we can take a look at and we're done? And we just say all 5 of them come together and you have 125, we look at it and we're done.
Yeah, that's the way we should be doing it, but we've got to get there.
Yep.
And that way, I'm just saying, it's this way we treat the diagnostics as a separate entity.
Yeah.
But I realize it's gonna mess up curriculum too this year for 26, 27.
That's all I had. That's the big one. Oh, that's so easy.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.
Marjorie.
Before you start, I do have a question, if it's okay, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely.
The superintendent salary, I'm confused. In the 25, 26, it's not in there for 147,500. Because we signed the contract and we weren't allowed to put it in 24 or the current budget. We had to put it in for the lower amount
The default.
and then we got the default. So that amount should be whatever Terry had for 24, 25, right?
Mhm.
And it doesn't impact the 27, well, it impacts default is what. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but wasn't he already under contract?
It was, but we could not, the lawyer said we could not put it in as, because we knew we were gonna have to pay him.
Mhm.
We could not put it in at the 147,500. We had to put it in at that salary as it was to that day.
May have made an error then.
What's that?
I may have made an error then,
Okay,
because I
well, if
think,
that's an error, then
yeah,
we can't. It is what
I
it
think
is
in my
there.
mind, it was already a signed contract and I
We
don't.
could double check on what,
Yep.
because I know it's in the default, I know it wouldn't have been that 147. So anyways, if you could double check that, and let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know we had a discussion about that. And
We did.
just-
And that was the big thing was the lawyer said, yeah, we can't put it in, even though we got him it's under contract. I thought, yeah, he's got a signed contract. We have to pay him that. But they said, no.
Which is funny because the actual town manager has a signed contract and their lawyer says to completely do it the opposite way. They actually increase him every single year. And that goes in the budget and the default budget.
New math.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Okay.
If you would just let us know, Margaret, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's weird that I caught it, but
You might have to ask Jen too, because I can't remember if we just sat there and said we disagree with the lawyer on that one.
Well, that's what I'm starting to question in my
I
head.
might have to ask Jen on that one.
Because I'm looking at the budget and the budget that I have in the system is the 147.5. So I'm gonna have to
there,
go,
then that's what we have to live by.
and I
But
can go through last year's paperwork and see if I can find any emails from legal about that.
thank you.
Well, school board salary, there's 5 of you.
Yeah.
Treasurer, there's 1. Human resource, 1. Superintendent, 1. Jennifer did catch an error that I did make on the wage pool sheet. And then when I did that, I had payroll check to make sure I had everybody's contracts on there correctly. So I had made 1 transposition error. I put somebody at like, say 27, they should have been 57.
Whoops.
Yeah. And then
They probably would have.
then the behavior coaches, there are a couple of minor changes on them. So I do have an updated figure for that. If we do get to that, it's minor. It's not even $1,000. So
So the new number, it's now currently in the budget at 99,837, right? What should it be?
106,444.
6 what?
44.
$106,044.
$100,644.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which line is that? Sorry.
Wage pool 511, excuse me.
Thank you.
Under admin salary. You got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Finance 1. Salary under the 500,111. Finance under 500,113. That is 25% of a person.
Wait a minute.
What about 3?
What about under 500,111? That you?
1.
1,
That's okay.
that's 1 person.
That's you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the other is down below under other.
7-8 is 15%, sorry, 25% of a person. So that's the grant accountant. Now under 500,115, we have put $1 there,
I don't understand.
Just in case you need somebody.
just in case we need somebody.
That's not getting. Okay.
No, there is nobody in the SAU HR assistant. SAU clerical is 1. Finance clerical is 1.75.
SAU clerical salary of 80.
And your next one is 1.75.
1.75.
Sorry, I was in the detail. What segment are you in?
Curriculum?
No, District
Oh,
5.
District
five.
Sorry,
Page 1.
that's calling me everything but tonight. I'm giving you bad information.
Okay, I'm calling you Joe, apparently. Believe it.
I've been good all night, so I,
We're on page 2 now, Steve.
All right, okay. Sorry.
We
All
are.
right.
I think John's still on 1.
Oh. My fault.
well, I am, but I was waiting to go to page 2 when you're ready. I did.
Oh, okay. We go to
The
page 2.
stipends,
We can't do it.
that's nothing we can,
Basically.
Yep.
What we have on current staff.
is the first one wage pool or is it REA?
The health insurance stipend,
The first one, yeah.
that is a combination of wage pool, REA and RES.
So it's all jumped.
Yeah. Well, personal time buyback, that's an average. SAU finance overtime, I typically try to budget $150 for when we get to the end of the year season for W-2s, 1099s and all that stuff. And then everything else under that is just health, dental, life. Facility. takes us through the bottom of page 3 to the top of page 4.
Can I ask a question?
No.
We go back to 500,211.
What's the last three again?
Don't do it.
Last three, Terry, or-
212. Yep. Health insurance.
$1.
Can we, mine, why can't that be $1?
I think there's a reason.
You are not,
I think those are combined, aren't they?
it's not just you.
Oh,
Yeah.
moving on. Turn the page. Good question.
I usually don't ask those health insurance.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's got kind of a big title right there, so.
It says superintendent, but it's the office of the superintendent.
Yeah,
I only have so many characters.
No, I
I
know,
can
you're
fit.
absolutely-
No.
Got it.
we try to protect when we can.
REA course tuitions, that is according to the CBA. REA workshop, that is according to the CBA. RESS workshop, same thing. Sorry, lost my place. District-wide unemployment, keeping that as the same as this year. As you, typically, we don't have a charge for that. Last year we did. And then based on this year's, I try to calculate it off of it, but we do have a credit again this year. So, again, as you can see, sometimes we do get charged for it. District-wide workers' comp, that is what we're being charged now, plus 3%. Flexible set spending account, that is currently what we have of people using that line. So I adjusted that down. The next page. We went down on $250 for the finance professional development. We decreased that. Professional development instruction, leaving at 30,000. Audit services are slightly going up. And the other services for the 4250, that is a separate report now that I have to get done for the other post-employment benefits that the auditors require, so their fee went up as well.
And that's an other?
Yeah.
Can we just call it what it is,
Yeah.
or? Because if it's only that thing on that line, right?
Yep.
That way we don't have two others and
We
trying
can
to.
call it the actuary costs.
Mhm.
That's what they are. SAU maintenance contract, that is our financial software. Nothing else has changed. We get to regular ed transportation. That's according to our contract. Property liability insurance, that went up this year, so we are over budget of that 117. So I budgeted a 3% increase over that as well from this year. Nothing really else to note on page 6. Page 7, at the top of page 7, we increased the cost of advertising for, because we've been doing is it Indeed? Or is it LinkedIn? Indeed. Indeed. So we've been utilizing that a lot more, which, as you can see, increased our cost for 24-25.
We've been more successful.
Yes, parrot, anything that's not a teacher.
Right.
We get hits on
Much
it.
more hits.
Yeah, nobody's looking at ed jobs for custodian, kitchen worker, stuff like that. And I'll say this too, we post it, we don't do anything, but then when we sponsor, Karen will come to me and say, hey, it's been up for a month, we haven't had any hits, then we sponsor it. I don't know why, then all of a sudden, whoop, we start getting hits. So we try not to even spend the money, but eventually we have to sponsor it and then that's the cost. I don't know how it works, but all of a sudden, I don't know why. Hey,
They put it right at the top of the list.
I guess so. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know how it works, but when we sponsor, we tend to get 5 or 6 apps.
Is it, go ahead.
Some of them aren't legit. I'll be
No, no,
honest.
no. Yep.
I increased the treasurer supplies slightly by $500 because our costs for things such as checks, envelopes and stuff like that have increased. So I increased that by $500 to get us more in line where we've been. And then after that, you have your school board dues and fees, SAU and finance.
If you could give us a list of the school board dues, not now, but right, maybe.
And then your next page, as you can see, there's really no changes with the exception of, no more interest and no more principal there.
Yay. For now.
The SAU budget went down by $800,000, but I transferred
And-
over to safety and facilities for the lease payment.
Good job, guys. I
I like
really
it.
appreciate it.
Any other questions for Marjorie or
No.
Terry?
Thank you, Marjorie.
Thank you both. All right. I know we didn't get back to your initial question from this earlier, so maybe we can get, oh, do you have it? Ah, the tax rate,
$1
$1 that's the increase.
You're looking at me like I calculated it wrong.
What's that?
You're looking at me like I calculated it wrong.
I got the same thing. I got
Okay.
1.036, so it
Yes.
rounds up.
Yeah, that's what I got. Estimated tax.
Just for the budget.
But just
For the budget.
Just the budget.
if all things of revenue were the same as, seldom does that happen.
Yes. All right. I think that takes us to the end of today's agenda. Guess I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.